Hello everyone, welcome to the Thoughtful Leaders series. This is Archana Anand from College Dunia. Today we have Dr. Dheeraj Sanghi, Vice Chancellor JK Lakshmipat University with us. Firstly, I would like to thank you sir for giving us your valuable time sir. Before we start the interview, please allow me to introduce you to our audience. Dr. Sanghi has been a professor of Computer Science and Engineering at IIT Kanpur. During his association of more than 27 years with IIT Kanpur, he has held in various leadership positions. Professor Sanghi is an avid blogger, author, social media enthusiast, and motivator. So, sir, in your career, you have been in a different leadership positions such as Dean of Academic Affairs, Chairman Senate under Graduation Committee, Director of Punjab Engineering College, one of the India's oldest engineering institution, to name a few. What is your philosophy of leadership and how would you describe your leadership style?
So I think leadership is all about getting people to achieve what they normally would not achieve, motivate them. And I think this is possible only if you give them responsibility and you trust them. So my style is that everybody is trustworthy, everybody can do things, you just have to tell them to do it. And you work closely as equals. There is no top-down approach that you tell them what to do. You ask them what is the right thing to do, and that's how people do their best.
So what are the key factors that keep you connected with the educational sector?
So education sector is really the best way to keep young, because you're always working with youth. Every year you're meeting different students of the same age group, 17 to 21, 22. That gives you energy because when you see them, doing various activities and so on, you also feel like participating in those activities. And the age group is really very creative. They ask the right kind of questions and so on. And I think that's really what motivates me to remain in the education sector.
That's really amazing, sir, for you. You talked about the students. So how do you manage your connection with students and faculty members so that you will meet the expectations of them and motivate students to do better?
So my style is that, I will walk into the mess, for example, on many days in a month and have dinner with them. I will just invite the student council and say, let's chat about whatever issues we are facing. And let's again give them the responsibility of finding solutions. And meeting people, I always walk from here to my home. I never use car or something, so that I will meet at least 10 students on the way, so at least say hello to them. I think if you just keep in touch with students and faculty and staff, you get the right information. You don't get filtered information. If you're always in the office and you're only talking to a few people, then you get filtered information. But when you're talking to everybody on the street, you get the right information, you understand what the problems are, and you are able to solve those problems with them.
Okay, sir. Sir, as you know, that technology is ever changing.
Yeah.
So, what, according to you, the JK Lakshmipat University doing to keep the student updated with technological advancement that are currently going on?
Right. So I think technology changes, which means that all our courses will need updates. Curriculum needs updates. So every year we look at if there is something in each course that needs update. So in our board of studies, we have people from industry who will tell us, what is getting outdated, what is likely to happen next, and so on. Also, every student will get some electives. So if you have compulsory courses, you can only do so much updates in them. But there is, suppose something very new has suddenly come up in the last 2-3 years, which is not there in your curriculum per se, then through electives, you can always expose your students to those things. This also helps us because technology is not a monolith thing. Technology means security for some people, AI for some other people, IoT for some other people, cloud computing for some other people. So, when I say that they should be aware of technology, they cannot be fully aware in all fields. So it is the choice of the student. So by having electives, we are giving that choice to the student whether they want to have expertise in area 1 or area 2 or area 3, because there's so many areas of technology that are going very fast.
Yes, sir. And sir, how do you see the JK Lakshmipat University's greatest strength?
So I think our greatest strength is our faculty. If you look at our faculty in terms of what colleges they studied in, right? So you will find that more than 75% of our faculty has studied in IITs, NITs, NIDs, IIMs, these kinds of institutions or abroad. also, if you look at how many faculty members are PhDs, more than 75% of our faculty are PhDs. In fact, in engineering, it will be more than 90% of our faculty are PhDs. So that, I think, is really our strength. The very good teachers, we train them well, we get them to understand. There are these programs that, for example, IIIT Delhi has a program of teachers training. They have these courses. So we ask all of our faculty to do such courses continuously. And therefore, I think faculty is really our biggest strength, I would say.
So these are really a great, sir, that faculty have the JKLU's greatest strength. But sir, one more thing is that what are the different goals that you have in mind for the JK Lakshmipat?
Yeah. So I think we should become the preferred target, preferred destination for higher education. I think a lot of students don't know about us. Therefore, even when they hear about us, they don't know whether to take this admission or not take admission. So what I tell everybody is, if you can just visit the campus once and talk to a random student, a random faculty member, and then decide where you want to go. Right? Because, while you asked me in the last question one strength, I think we have lots of strength. Our placement is amazing. Each of our student spends or tries to spend one semester in an IIT or IIIT. After all, if you're trying to come to an engineering institute, you wanted to spend time in IIT, right? So we are going to give you that option. So you can spend 7 semesters at JKLU and 1 semester at IIT Gandhinagar or IIT Kanpur or IIT Bhilai or IIT XYZ, right? That no other college in this country can give you what we can give you. So I think that what we want is a very high quality student body coming here and doing great work and bringing glory to our university.
So sir, last but not the least, sir, any feedback you would like to share with the new generation coming forward?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that I've always talked about for last 25 years, I've been very deeply involved in advising students and parents about what institute to join, what programs to join. In the last 25 years, I would have met maybe a lakh of students and so on. And one thing that I've always maintained is that the most important point that everybody asks is actually the least important point, which is the placement. I think you should look for quality of education. And I say this from a position of strength. We have fantastic placements here. Right? I would still say, don't believe me and don't even ask this question from anybody, right? What is the quality of education? And the quality of education is reflected by quality of faculty, quality of curriculum, and particularly how many electives you have, whether you have the option of changing, your interest during the 3 or 4 years, whatever program you're doing. Those are the things you should really be looking at and not the placement data. And once again, I'm saying this from a position of strength. We have fantastic placement, and I still believe that you should not look at placement.
Yes, sir. Like you said, students should go with quality of education and know their interest. So, sir, it was nice hearing your thoughts. Thank you so much for being a part of College Dunia.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to talk to College Dunia. I really enjoyed your questions, and I think students should benefit out of this, I hope. Thank you very much.
Definitely, sir. Thank you, sir.